Bill Cosby, America's funny guy, Temple University booster, and favorite son. From the 60s on, Cosby made people laugh in TV shows as well as his movies. The beloved comedian with the Family Man morals on long-running display in the popular and iconic Cosby Show, where he dispensed advice and jokes as obstetrician Dr. Cliff Huxtable. But never in Cosby's long scripted career could Hollywood ever dream up a role that would take him in a direction that his real life did, as a defendant on trial for sexual assault. Day 2 of actor and comedian Bill Cosby's sexual assault trial is just about to be underway, and from what we understand, jurors will hear witness testimony. We're just unsure who exactly will take the stand. If you weren't tuning in yesterday, Day 1 of Cosby's trial was filled with opening statements as well as witness testimony from an accuser not related to the case, who claims Cosby sexually assaulted her in very similar fashion in 1996 to what Andrea Constant described occurred to her in 2004 at Cosby's Cheltenham Township home. We're back here at the Montgomery County Courthouse, where Bill Cosby's fate is now in the hands of a jury sequestered from Western Pennsylvania. Jurors were let out on recess as of 4 p.m. following about a 2-hour closing argument by District Attorney Kevin Steele. They were later brought back in, where they were charged by Judge Stephen O'Neill and then sent off to deliberate. We're back here in Norristown, where jurors have moved into Day 4 of deliberations in Bill Cosby's sexual assault case here at the Montgomery County Courthouse. Now, jurors went in deliberation Monday around 5:30 and have remained in deliberation for 28 hours. Now, they've had a number of questions during their deliberations, including wanting to hear the full testimony Andrea Constant gave on the stand, both the direct and cross-examination, where she discussed the alleged assault. Well, jurors were brought back in this morning around 9 a.m. where they went directly into deliberations as they worked to reach a verdict in Cosby's case. Breaking news coming out of the Montgomery County Courthouse, as jurors in Bill Cosby's sex assault case have informed a judge this morning that they can't come to a unanimous decision on any of the 3 counts the comedian is being tried for following 30 hours of deliberation. Judge Stephen O'Neill called jurors into the courtroom around 11:30 a.m. this morning and instructed them to go back and try it again, noting they can have a verdict on some charges while remaining hung on others. Now, O'Neill also told lawyers after dismissing the jury that he will not set a time limit on deliberations and will await further word from the jury. We're back here in Norristown for an unexpected Day 5 of deliberations in actor and comedian Bill Cosby's sexual assault case here at the Montgomery County Courthouse. Now, jurors were set in deliberation around 5:30 on Monday, but it wasn't until yesterday morning that they informed a judge that they were deadlocked on all 3 charges. Well, the judge then sent the jurors back, asking them to try it again, and that's where they remained in deliberation until last evening. Now, I'm told jurors are back in the courthouse today and are working to reach a verdict in Cosby's case. Breaking news out of the Montgomery County Courthouse this morning, as the judge overseeing Bill Cosby's sex assault case has called for a mistrial after jurors sequestered from Western Pennsylvania informed the judge this morning that they were again deadlocked on all 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault following 52 hours of deliberations. Now, it all started last week when the trial began. We were expecting a 2-week trial, but the trial testimony itself wrapped up in a week, and jurors were set in deliberation this Monday around 5:30. There were a bunch of twists and turns in this trial, starting with the first day when an accuser not related to the case took the stand. Andrea Constant's unexpected testimony on Tuesday describing the alleged assault as well as her relationship with the comedian, and then the unexpected 6 days of deliberation starting Monday at 5:30 p.m. and ending this morning just before 10:30 when the judge called a mistrial. Now, for Cosby and his defense team, this is great news, but the comedian is not off the hook yet, as DA Kevin Steele says he does plan to retry the case, and it could possibly take place within 120 days. Reporting here from Norristown at the Montgomery County Courthouse, I'm Adrian Sipes, the Bucks County Courier-Times. Why did you or didn't you vote in this year's primary? Seemed like a relevant question following last year's highly controversial presidential election, which continues to linger in voters' minds, especially for Newtown Township resident Eileen Stone, who didn't cast a vote in this year's primary.
I think I'm maybe burnt out from the presidential election and all the politics, and unfortunately I'm not well versed in the candidates.
But for Middletown Township residents Radford and Maureen Ferlin, casting their votes was a must.
Well, we always vote. We never miss an election. And in this day and age, it's very important for everybody to speak their mind.
For 13-year-old Cody Leck, pictured here, and 15-year-old Chester Schubel, seen here in the white robe, martial arts is more than a hobby. In fact, it's a way of life. But don't let their ages fool you. Both boys have more than 10 years of experience in the sport, and their skill set has propelled them to the top of the U.S. martial arts world in each respective age group, with both boys ranked in the top 4 in different categories in the North American Sport Karate Association. Over the course of roughly 2.5 to 3 weeks, the Courier-Times has brought viewers bits and pieces of the annual Philadelphia Flower Show, ranging anywhere from the production of the Ecodome, a local florist, and yes, the flowers. It was our goal to capture the best and brightest stories available to our viewers, and what better way to showcase all of that hard work than to close out our coverage of the Flower Show with a time-lapse video shot during the time leading up to the annual event. As you can see, the convention center floor was merely a slab of concrete with some select displays being put in place when we began this project, but with each day it quickly started to resemble the signature wonderland of flowers the Flower Show is known for, and it gave all of us just a little taste of spring. Displays are in place and flowers are in full bloom at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, especially for Kremp's Florist of Willow Grove, marking its 42nd appearance at the annual Philadelphia Flower Show.
For us, the Flower Show is one of those events where it's a community, it's the beginning of spring, and it's something where, you think of spring, you think of flowers.
As a child, Kremp would accompany his father to the yearly event, saying it was a day of excitement because he could miss school. But now, it's a way from the flower shop to break from the norm.
We're selling flowers to the public, we're getting to be able to talk to people. A lot of these people are our customers.
Roughly a week separates the public from taking in another breathtaking and visually exciting Philadelphia Flower Show at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. But while the public waits, crews are already fast at work as they've already begun to assemble certain displays, including the Ecodome, which is making its first and only appearance at the annual event. It's a chance for the borough, situated along the Delaware River waterfront, to revamp the town and a chance for business owners to seize the moment. Announced as the winner of the Main Street Small Business Revolution contest, the borough was awarded $500,000 in funds to revitalize its borough and also offers local businesses a chance to appear in an original video series. For Paulette Kasmer, owner of Polka Dot Parlor on Mill Street, the help and assistance that will come along with the borough's win couldn't come soon enough.
I need help big time with logging and inventory system, and I also need help with design of my storefront.
But Kasmer, a new business owner in Bristol, thinks the campaign leading up to the borough's win has done quite a number for the community.
First and foremost, I think it brought all of us together as shopkeepers and as residents of Bristol Borough, and I think it will bring about a resurgence to remind people to come to Mill Street and rediscover Mill Street as a shopping and dining experience.
For Victoria Barnes, who has owned this home on Hawk Road for nearly 2 years, home ownership was a dream of its own, rather than a reality.
Renting was, I guess we really felt like strapped, we were just living week to week and paycheck to paycheck, and it just didn't seem like it was going to be even possible for us to get a house.
Barnes and her partner, like many, struggled to make rent on their 2-bedroom apartment, shelling out an average of $1,400 in rent and utilities at the rental in the 100 block of Trenton Avenue in the Huonville borough. It left little money, if any at all, to save for a home of their own.
I would say that it was just as a feeling of kind of like being in quicksand a little bit.
With 5 children, the Barnes family outgrew their 2-bedroom apartment, but the search for a home of their own, or for more affordable living, oftentimes left the family contemplating their options.
For our family, our growing family, was like this, we're not sure if this is even going to work for us, and so we would go around and we kept looking, and let's see, and but everything in this area is so pricey.
The U.S. Census reports that the number of local families living with a landlord has increased 38% in Bucks County over a 10-year span, while the cost of renting has also jumped a whopping 30% in the same time frame, which leaves many families paying an average of $1,190 a month just to keep a roof over their head.
At least 25% of the county is cost burdened, housing cost burdened. So they're spending over 30% of their income on housing, and some are spending over 50%.
According to financial advisors and policymakers, they advise that tenants spend no more than 30% of their income on rent. But the U.S. Census estimates that 63% of households earning between $35,000 and $49,999 were spending more than 30% of their income on housing in Bucks County.
You make it work because you have to, and you give up other things that you would otherwise be enjoying. You give up quality food, you give up quality child care to make sure that you at least have a home to go to at night.
With the help of Habitat for Humanity of Bucks County, Barnes, as well as other families occupying the 103 homes built by the county's Habitat for Humanity faction, they now have affordable housing and a place they can finally call their home.